Hello everyone, this is Dominic Cruz, and I'm here today to show you my techniques in rendering a face chart. As you can see, this is a face chart that I created. You're probably noticing that she's bald. Well, it's intended to be that way so that the students can see and get a better look at the models or the drawings perspective in terms of the proportion and how to add contour and highlight. A lot of times when hair is added to the figure, it distorts and distracts from the actual application, so that is why she's bald. Anyway, there are a couple of things you need to know. When you're doing rendering, you can do it in a number of ways. You can do it with a powder or a cream. I'll be using a cream makeup from Krylon. It's the concealer wheel and foundation in one. This is the US palette, and this consists of a highlight, a beige, a yellow, a deep, a warm, and a cool. I'll be using this to add color to the face, taking it one-dimensional, drawing like this face chart is, into a two-dimensional drawing. We'll be using a palette and spatula to extract the colors and mixing our colors on the palette. I'll also be using Makeup Blend, which is a mixing medium for the cream. I'll use a wedge sponge to set the makeup with, as well as some powder. I'll be using a foundation brush, a smoothing brush, a lip brush, a blush brush, a shadow brush, and contour. And we have a concealer brush, and the same, basically it's a miniature version of the foundation brush with a filbert tip, an angled brush, and what I call is, this is actually called a smudge brush or a short filbert brush. I have some shading pencils and some lip pencils I'll be using for the lips and the eyes. And we'll be using Krylon's Variety Palette. This is a shading palette, which would basically add more depth to the eyes and for the brows, as well as a lip gloss or lip shine wheel, which Krylon produces. Let's get started. I'm going to take the lightest color, which is the highlight color, on the wheel. Apply this to the palette. Now this Dermacolor concealer wheel is quite concentrated, so a little goes a long way, so it doesn't take much. I always like to make sure that the spatula is always clean before each color is extracted. That way you don't contaminate the colors and it stays it's consistent throughout the whole application. I'm going to the beige, add some warmth to my skin tone. I'm going to add some warm tones for contouring. A little bit of the cool tones for blush. A little goes a long way. So it seems like a very little product, and it really looks like it, but it's not. It's actually quite concentrated. Taking your makeup blend, I'm going to shake it up a little. Apply just a few drops. Remember, it doesn't take much, so make sure you use it very sparingly. So you can take your brush, foundation brush, make sure it's clean. Take your first color. You want to just load it up. Add a little bit of the beige, and then we'll add a little bit more color to it. The makeup blend's it's a silicone-based product, and so a little goes a long way. So this will actually make it more pliable. So Good. Okay, now we're going to incorporate some contouring. A bit more makeup blend. Do a little bit of that. Add a little bit. Rule of thumb is side of the nose, inner corner of the eye will be the starting point, so right about there, and right about there, and it's usually about an eye's distance, so, and then we're going to go and find the arch, center of the eye, so it's right about there. It's right about there. Ending point, corner, and right about there. Okay.